Alright guys, welcome back to another Friday Night Magic Standard event from Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. My name, as always, is Zachary Evans. I'm by myself tonight, but that doesn't mean we don't have some quality standard action from you. 4 rounds of Swiss tonight with a cut to top 8, and we're already off into our round 1 feature match. On the left, it's Brandon Gibbs, noted Mazes End pilot and Mono Red pilot. This week is playing Mono Blue Devotion, so a little bit of change of pace for him as he starts off with a turn 2 Cloudfin Raptor into what appears to be a turn 2 Tidebinder Mage. And his opponent, Logan Cutlip, who is playing Blue-White Control. So the Tidebinder resolves, but a Celestial Flare takes out the Cloudfin Raptor. Then Logan onto his turn 4 here without taking a single point of damage, facing down only a Tidebinder Mage, so he's got to be pretty thrilled with where he's at. We've seen in weeks past that Logan plays Omen Speakers in his Blue-White Control deck. The Wright brothers, who are our most notable Blue-White pilots, don't go that route, but Logan chooses to do that to add some velocity to his deck, as well as providing a speed bump. Not quite the Augur of Bolus that the previous formats provided, but still relevant. So end of turn, Brandon is going to trade in his Tidebinder Mage for a 3/3 Frog Lizard thanks to Rapid Hybridization, so pretty aggressive use of the hybridization there. And serve in for 3. Going to try to resolve a Thassa. Should be good. Only Brandon playing around Syncopate. Only a Essence Scatter would do at that point. So here's a Jace, Architect of Thought. Thassa a long way away from being active. And the Omen Speaker online to protect Jace. So Brandon serving in here, going to block with the Omen Speaker for no effect thanks to delayed trigger from Jace. And his follow-up play is a Frostburn Weird. Interesting there that we didn't make the 3/3 or at least 2/3 after Jace unblockable with Thassa there. So Jace ticking up here, Logan stuck on mana, but not facing down the biggest clock in the world. Although if Brandon plays another Weird or a Tidebinder Mage, or Jace or Bident, any of those things being live, that Thassa will turn on. And Logan decided he's just going to clear the board with Supreme Verdict. Probably should have. Oh no, he did block. I should have discounting for that previous play, but post board wipe Nightveil Spectre, either off the top or sandbag from Brandon. Quickly ups his devotion count to 4 here, and Logan looks like he's still stuck on 4 lands. Interesting that he's just pumping this Jace here and not trying to dig his way out of this. D-Sphere on the Nightveil Spectre. Pretty risky play there. You can, in response to the trigger, Rapid Hybridization would still put him ahead. There's a Frostburn Weird. And no follow-up, so Thassa stays removed, or I should say inactive. And Logan going up to 8, trying to win the game with this Jace, it looks like. And there's an Omen Speaker. Well, let's see if Brandon remembers to make his creature unblockable this time. So both cards still on top from Logan. Still no 5th land. I'm not sure his plan is going to work out here. Brandon getting a lot of work out of the Scry ability from Thassa. I think he's shoved every card to the bottom. So really helping him to fix his draw as he burns through his deck. That Scry 1 ability from Thassa often overlooked, but really, I'd say honestly probably the most powerful part of the card, short of its indestructibility. There's another land off the top. Looks like we're going to see a Jace here. Nope, it's a Master of Waves. Master of Waves will make 1, 2, 3, 4 elemental tokens. So Logan going to give the 2/1 Pro Red Master a read. Still do not have enough devotion to make Thassa a creature. I mean, am I missing something here? Pretty sure we could be making some creature unblockable. But it doesn't matter now. Logan cashing in his Jace for an ultimate. Yeah, so this whole time we could have been making a creature unblockable, serving into the Jace, keeping it honest, and keeping it off ultimate. So Logan choosing what he wants to get in this spot. I'm not really sure there's a great option. You could get another Jace, you could get a Master of Waves. The chat pointing out that making the weird unblockable would not have done any damage because of the Jace trigger. But I was describing a situation where every turn we could have been attacking with one creature and pumping. Even doing just 1 damage would be enough here. It's a pretty backbreaking turn here. Logan ultimates Jace, steals Brandon's Jace, gets his own Elspeth, clears the board with Supreme Verdict. He's still got activations left on both of his Planeswalkers. Go ahead and draw. I would imagine you draw cards with Jace here. You're under no pressure. Look for that 5th land. Again, Logan doing all of this on no... Yeah, I think you take the land here pretty quickly, as the Jace is a dead card and the Quicken is irrelevant. And you haven't drawn a land since the 3rd turn of the game. Still have an Elspeth activation here, so we can make tokens. And there we go. Already indicated by the die, but token is making an appearance. All Brandon can muster is a Night Veil Spectre, which does help him get close to activating his Thassa, which could do a lot of work here against the 2 Planeswalkers. So Logan untaps now with 6 lands in play. I'm going to tick Jace up. I'm going to make 3 more tokens with Elspeth. Need to figure out a way to get this Night Veil Spectre off the board, because we don't want... the worst case scenario, I guess, for Logan is if he plays a... if he draws a live creature here, turns on Thassa, makes his creature unblockable, kills Jace, steals something off the top of his deck. But with 6 1/1 tokens, Logan's perfectly capable of racing back here. But Brandon does not draw a relevant card here. Oh, I stand corrected. He casts a Cloud Fin Raptor. Looks like that's going to meet an Essence Scatter, simply to keep Brandon off of 5 Devotion. I would just send this in to Logan, see if there's a card on the top of his deck that's relevant here. It's a Syncopate, so pretty good pull from the Spectre. Though Syncopate not the kind of card that's going to get you back in the game from being behind, but relevant nonetheless. So there's another tick up from the Elspeth. And another tick up from the Jace, which usually indicates Logan should have another piece of counter magic in his hand. Otherwise, I would think you would want to minus the Jace to draw a card to try and keep Brandon off Devotion yet again. So Brandon with 2 cards in his hand, he flips them quickly and I can't tell what they are. There's another Night Veil Spectre. That's going to be a dissolve as we expected. And he has enough mana to play around the Syncopate that Brandon could cast that he previously stole. So serving in for another one, revealing a card off the top, Elspeth, which Logan's actually got to be pretty excited about. Keeps him from drawing it, which is relatively dead at this point. Brandon a long way from casting it. Need to steal 2 white mana sources. So Logan with an abundance of riches here, serving in with everybody. I have no idea why we didn't ultimate Elspeth and just win the game there. Is there something I'm missing? -7, make them all 3/3 flyers. Attack in for 27. Seems to be the way to go. Logan chooses otherwise. He's going to clear the board. Alright. I'll allow it. This way we can make 3 replacement tokens. Ultimate Elspeth next turn while keeping it around. So now we're drawing cards with Jace. The choice is D-Sphere, or 2 cards that I didn't see in time. So Logan just giving Brandon more turns. I'm trying to think what he could have played around in his previous turn. Brandon had 3 mana open. Rapid Hybridization, 24 still gets through. Cyclonic Rift, 24 still gets through. I literally can't think of any reason. I think it was just maybe Logan just didn't see the math, or is pre-programmed to not be willing to ultimate planeswalkers if it kills them. I don't know. So this time we pitch our Jace, usually indicative of another Jace. Now we have an option of taking a D-Sphere or taking a second copy of Elspeth. With the second copy of Elspeth, we can ultimate the first Elspeth, play the second one, make 3 more tokens. It's a line of play that might be reasonable. It also leaves up Azorius Charm to potentially charm a Thassa should it be active. So we do ultimate our Elspeth here. Serving for 6, flying. Leaving 1 back, it doesn't change the clock at all. And there is a D-Sphere on Thassa. All but officially ending this game. So Brandon's going to need Cyclonic Rift and a land exactly in order to prolong it. But thanks to an awkward line from Logan, that game goes on a little bit longer than it should have. But well, some misplays by both players, I think, as Brandon had some opportunities to keep Jace off ultimate by making some creatures unblockable with Thassa. And then Logan, for whatever reason, not ultimating his Elspeth, but it did not cost him at all, as he was far enough in the lead in that game. So we're off to the races in Game 2 of our Round 1 feature match. Brandon down a game after a very interesting, I should say, Game 1. Brandon on the mull to 6 here. Turn 1 Mutavault, turn 2 attack with said Mutavault. Not necessarily the way he drew it up, but Mutavault does allow him an old-fashioned aggro beatdown route. It was a very hesitant keep on 6, so he might not be limited by what he can do here. So we're seeing a Cloudfin Raptor here. We are indeed. Logan with Essence Scatter mana up should he choose to go after the Raptor, which seems somewhat unnecessary. And we're going to serve in with the Mutavault. We're going to, somewhat of a blowout there, as the Azorius Charm puts the Mutavault back on top of Brandon's library. Logan gaining a lot of tempo here. There's a Frostburn Weird that's going to meet a Gainsay, so that Cloudfin Raptor is still a 0 power creature here. Logan casting an Omen Speaker, playing his land beforehand, probably a slight edge that could be gained. Always good to know the information, but looks like he's short on blue mana sources, up to 4 lands, all of which are basics, and no double blue. So Brandon has a free turn here to resolve whatever he wants to. Looks like we're going to see a Thassa. That's what I would cast, and that is what Brandon casts. So that will not trigger the Cloudfin Raptor since it is not a creature. So Logan finds a D-sphere for the Thassa, and Brandon in a situation where he feels like he just needs to run out some kind of business. Master of Waves for only 2 tokens does evolve his Cloudfin Raptor. Lets him get some pressure on board. Let's see if Logan has a Supreme Verdict here. With Brandon tapped out, this could be backbreaking. Hey, buddy.
I lost.
You lost.
I lost
Now joined by Nick Reed, who lost his round 1 match in the Battle of Colossal Gruul mirror match, right?
Yeah, pretty much exactly the same.
Are your all's deck 75 cards the same?
Nah, I don't have the same stuff.
Well, we're watching your buddy Logan here.
Yeah, you were talking about Thassa evolving Cloudfin Raptor earlier?
It does not, because it wasn't a creature.
Exactly.
Logan did have an interesting line earlier, in which he could have won but did not. And then, I will never get tired of the thing that just happened. Quicken into Supreme Verdict.
Yeah.
I think Logan has done that more than anyone else in the history of the stream.
He really likes it. I don't really like Quicken as a card.
I think Quicken is horrible.
I think it is too.
But if you're playing Divination, there's probably an argument that you could play one of them.
Yeah.
So.
Quicken at draw 3 isn't bad. But what
Yeah.
do you do? What do you do not to...
Oh, he had Brandon dead on board with an Elspeth ultimate, but chose not to do that and just attack and then swipe the board and then like slowly grind him out from there. I don't know. It's just a small thing. Oh my. So, consecutive Sphinx's revelations have been countered by gainsays, which normally you'd be upset if you're Logan, but you have cards in your hand, and your mono blue opponent is tapped out, or is hellbent, with no permanents in play. So that's gotta be pretty good. Here comes an Aetherling. Wow, this is ballsy.
That is...
It doesn't really matter because Brandon can't. Well, he can rapid hybridization in, right?
Yeah, I don't think you bring it in this matchup though.
Huh?
I don't think you bring it in this matchup though.
Well, he has them in his main. He used it in the beginning, and he cared about it so little that he rapid hybridized his own Tidebinder Mage just to make it a bigger creature.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure those are probably in the sideboard, right?
Yeah, I think you decided what I'm out.
Yep. So pounding in for the maximum here, or for 7.
He's not very good with anything like that.
Oh well, he's probably leaving up Dissolve.
Yeah, but...
I mean, it doesn't matter. I would leave up the counterspell. It doesn't change the clock at all.
Doesn't?
No.
It doesn't.
Just leave Dissolve up, and then just kill him next turn. Or just kill him now. Brandon draws his top card. It's not going to be good enough, and Logan